Okay, I was not gonna lie, it's like you read my mind.
Don't be afraid.
Noted. Thank you.
Just note this long to wall. That's your landmark to note of whether or not you're in frame.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Sorry. Good morning, everybody. It's the wrong size 3. Kicking around somewhere. There you are. What's up, Stellits? We are having a good day today. We're going to start with some really easy stuff. While we wait for people to pop in, get for the first round of ads to go. We're going to start by doing some base rims. While I wake up, let my coffee kick in. We've been working on this Wood Elf commission for a bit. And now you guys actually get to see it all together. Coming based I'm pretty happy. I mean, anytime you get to see this many beautifully painted models all together in their beautiful square-based rank and flank fashion.
Running runny nose. You're good.
Cough, cough. Alrighty. Do you mind throwing me that box of gloves, buddy?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gloves.
Thank you. Got my wife handy right now, so.
Fetch.
Exactly. You'll just get the gloves on. Good to wear a glove on your left hand, or whatever your model handling hand is. For me, it's my left. I hold my brush with my right. Although if you're like Peachy and you hold your brush with your left and the model with your right, you obviously flip your glove hand. It's the only example I know off the top of my head of a left-handed painter. I'm left-handed, but I don't paint left-handed. I'm one of those kids that got told I was holding my pencil in my wrong hand growing up, so I proceeded to learn how to hold the pencil with my right. And then never understood why I always played sports left-handed. It's the same reason I box as a southpaw. We're just taking a moment, getting nice black base rims. Why? Gotta go to class. Have you playing in the background? No worries, man. Hope you have a good class. Hope prof is. Hope you actually learned something. It's not one of those courses where you just sit there being like, fuck, I already knew this. Appreciate the lurk. Appreciate you having me on. And hope you have a great day in class. Wanna brawl? Whiskey, rock and roll. Holy fuck, boys. Oh, I love this song. I'm gonna fight you all. Tonight I'm fucking gone. I'm gonna fight night long. Frisky, wanna brawl? Whiskey, rock and roll. Oh, I fucking love these boys. They're all good guys. These are the hometown guys under the mountain. Absolutely love them. Boneless man, what's up? What's up? Hope you're having a great day so far. I've been awake for about an hour. I've been live for about 10 minutes, and I'm just starting to do some base rims and get this elf army finished. We're keeping it really chill today. How you doing, man? How's the swords? The new one show up yet? I think you were mentioning it was here the other day, and it was pretty nice balance, but stomach's not doing too good. Hope the stomach eases up on you. I was remembering you were gonna go be seeing the doc about that, so hopefully you get some answers soon. It was nice today. We got the woke up, had the coffee, put the TV on in the room. Don't normally do that in the mornings, but every now and then I just I'm not even getting out of bed. I'm gonna just be a complete lazy piece of shit. And I'm gonna lay here with my cats, and I'm gonna watch a show in my bed while I pet the cats and drink a cup of coffee. Blood sampling tomorrow. New sword's awesome. Hell yeah. Even took some time, did a couple mild boxing exercises this morning. Bruised the inside of my hand doing them, which was awesome as well. Time of year where my son... I actually am going to be doing some part-time farming as well again, which is nice. Buddy of mine is, he needs somebody to keep he's looking for somebody to get his garden running. It's got a really nice plot. It's a 3 meters by 15 meters. So like it's a 3 meter by 15 meter garden that he's looking to do stuff with. Plus he's considering doing some trees in the yard. So I'm like, hit me up, dude. I'll gladly help you out with getting this all started. And I'll also be talking to him being like, okay, if you want to go like fully organic, we're going to avoid cherries. You don't do cherries where I live. No clue about garden work. Oh, dude, I love gardening. I love farming. Makes me feel like a peasant. And anything that puts me in touch with like my medieval peasant roots is it's good in my books. Hard work's good for the soul. Plus, like, I mean, for me, I spend all day inside at my desk painting toys. So it would make sense that because my job is so inside that I would want a very outdoors-based hobby. Oh, I've done trimming a few times too. That's always fun. But yeah, we're gonna see about helping him get his stuff set up. So like one of the things is like we're gonna be chatting about being like, okay, do you want to do like organic, semi-organic, near organic, or do you want to use like fertilizers? What fertilizers are you comfortable with? What fertilizers are you not comfortable with? So going over all that with him. And then, yeah, so I'm going to have to let him know. It's like, so for example, if you want cherries, you can't do organic cherries where we live. Because we have cherry maggots. So like every tree here, we have cherry maggot. It's just a real thing. So, I mean, you can treat it with vinegar. It's kind of gross, but like you can technically treat it by putting once you pick all the cherries, you put them into a jug of vinegar and water and leave them in there for 24 hours. But if you don't, but then you also have to sort through the gross ass maggot water afterwards. Oh, dude, no, I absolutely. I mean, you've got stuff going on that's going to prevent you from being able to be as outdoors as you are, as you'd like to be. But I mean, I know that you know how to use all of your swords, man, so it kind of makes sense to me that you're probably spending a lot of time outside because that's not really an indoor hobby. Most people don't do sword fighting in the house. And the ones that do are doing a very, very different kind of sword fighting. And we're not here to judge. Trying some of it in your living room. You can do some of the exercise, right? But like, it's not like I'm more just making a comment about the fact that like any of your sparring or any of your like stuff you're doing where you're actually crossing swords, you can't do that inside. But yeah, not my ceiling is near. My ceiling is about 5 inches, maybe. I think I've got a 6.5 foot ceiling. Maybe a 7 foot. Yeah, 3-meter tall ceilings, I'm absolutely able to swing a sword inside, but that's the reason why as well that I tell everybody, it's like, if you're ever going to keep a baseball bat in your house, keep a T-ball bat, because you can't swing a baseball bat inside most places. T-ball bat is shorter and more compact, significantly better for swinging indoors. Chip my ceiling? Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. It depends, though. I still always recommend a T-ball bat instead, because the size is significantly better and more manageable. You're less likely to clip your ceiling. You're less likely to get caught on things. It's not saying it's impossible, just saying it's maybe ill-advised. You want me to kiss your ass? Well, bend over, buddy. Here comes my foot. Big two-handed stuff, definitely. Just see you. I could honestly picture you, man, charging a fucking burglar with a Zweihander inside. Just no fucking hesitation. Just, We both know, too, it'd be like a thing, like 3 a.m., they break in, you shoot out of bed, fucking don't bother to put your clothes on, just fucking charging a dude with a big-ass sword in your underwear. Go to jail for rape. I don't know, man. If I saw a person charging me with a giant two-handed sword, I don't think they'd get a chance to swing it at me because I'd be running so fast in the other direction. Yeah. I'm trying to find places to put the models down as I'm just hitting the bases. I'm also being super lazy to start the stream off because the other things I have to do today are painting skin, and that takes a lot of brain power and a lot more focus. So I kind of like to do a warm-up exercise on skin days. Any of the days where I'm going to be painting flesh, I really do just like to take that moment. Twister 5 tomahawks and 5. So when you say Viking axes, are you referring to like a bearded axe or like a traditional Danish war axe? In which the I love the Danish both. So I like the Danish war axe because it's commonly like it's what most people associate with a logger's axe, but with essentially a larger bearded axe's head. And like I don't know, they're really well balanced, they're really well nice, and they're really good at just smashing through whatever you swing them into. Like you can put a really good cutting edge on them compared with the crushing power they deliver. A bunch of my buddies were doing like Haxa stuff, which is again like the HEMA type thing. And I remember they had to take all their weapons on the SkyTrain, which is our equivalent of the subway, except it's an elevated subway that runs, above ground, but doesn't impede traffic. So we call it a SkyTrain because it's above ground, but not LRT because it's an elevated platform. It's a monorail, but it's not a monorail because ours is 2 rails, which is what makes it a SkyTrain. That's the explanation I'm going to give all of you. Anyways, long and short of it, it was really funny because they had to get on with all their weapons and things, but essentially the laws in Canada are kind of weird about this. So it's like technically you can be wandering around brandishing an axe, but it needs to be sheathed. But it doesn't mean you're not getting weird ass looks on the train when you're standing there with a fucking Danish war axe over your shoulder. Because unfortunately, the sheath for the Danish war axe, as we both know, is just that little leather bit you pull over the blade. No question. They're packed bags. See, my understanding of it is you can get in more trouble here if you have them in bags if you're not driving. So if you're going on public transportation, I'm pretty sure if you have it in a bag, it can be considered a concealed weapon. So it needs to be carried out in the open. But then hilariously, having it out in the open makes people way more uncomfortable. I mean, you gotta consider though, this would be the equivalent if we were living in Vancouver, which would be like living in like downtown Copenhagen, where nobody owns cars. I don't know. Honestly, fair. I'll give you that one. I miss owning a car. I like not having to plan when I was doing things and just being able to do them when I wanted. It made me a much more relaxed person. Having to be like extremely rigidly planning or having to like rigidly plan everything is fucking so stressful. It's like, I get the urge to go to the gym, right? And it's not just get up, go to the gym, work out, come home, which when I had my car would take about an hour and 15 minutes. 15 minutes to drive to the gym, 45 minutes to work out. Because I would do my 20 minutes of cardio, and then I'd be able to hammer out my lifting in 25 minutes. This was just my midday, not including like my boxing stuff. Hey, I just want to go, get a workout in kind of thing, right? But that would take me an hour and 15 minutes. The same thing now would take me, I gotta walk 20 minutes to the bus stop, and then I have to get then I have to wait 15 minutes for the bus. I have to take a 35-minute bus from there. Then from there, I can work out. And if I do my workout exactly as planned, I miss the bus, and then I have to wait another 30 minutes at the bus stop to take a 35-minute bus home for another 15-minute walk. So my 45-minute workout ends up taking roughly 3.5, 4 hours. Most of it just walking and being on public transportation. That's not a fault of like the bus drivers or anything either. They're great. We just have we very much underfunded transit in my region. So I'm not going to blame the good. I'm not going to blame the bus drivers. you know, for as much shit as they get, I will say, like Vancouver's transit company, TransLink, comes under a lot of flack. But I've lived in various parts of at least Canada, and I gotta say, Vancouver has one of the best public transportation systems I've ever experienced. So, like, where I'm living now, it's not operated by TransLink. They only operate that one region, but that is the best transit system in the country, at least as far as I've experienced. I've heard that some places on the East Coast are even better. I have a hard time believing in it. I have a hard time believing that because you can get anywhere between 4 cities, like 4 major metropolitan cities with populations each over 1 million. Like, we're talking big ass cities. And you can get to anywhere in any of those cities in 1 hour by transit. It takes 1 hour to get anywhere in any of those cities by transit. And that includes leaving one city, going to a different city. Like, you can cross 4 cities in the span of an hour. It is really good. Not like it's nowhere near like comparable to Asia's transport, but you know what? That would be changing that and getting something like what they have in China and Japan, and well, that would take an entire cultural shift of how people think about public transportation, because public transportation is how the poors get around. And until we all view it as a fast, reliable way to get from point A to point B that is more cost efficient, if it is a more cost efficient and faster way to get from point A to point B, people will almost always opt for public transport. This has been shown time and time again that cars are utilized when public transportation is not available, and the better and cheaper your transportation is, the more it will be utilized. But because we have this cultural ideals towards the automobile in North America, we would have to see massive cultural shift. God, you can even like, again, like Europe's rail network is something to envy of. Of course, that's we've talked on stream before about the Europe's rail network and why it's technically the blessing of a tragedy. Europe's rail network is the silver lining of the world wars. It's not much good came from them, but the rail network was developed for transportation of supplies and troops. So yep. And the Canadians did the liberation of Denmark. They played a role in the Netherlands, but when the Allied forces made the split later on, only a few Canadians went into Germany. The majority of the Canadians went into Denmark. during the Second World War, after the liberation of the Netherlands and Belgium, when the Americans and English troops went forward into Germany, the Canadians went into Denmark and Norway. Man, the playlist today's fucking kicking ass. I don't know what is going on with this, but I'm good with it. Eyes grant us eyes. There we go. That is a bunch of bass rims done, which is super easy to do, super relaxing. It's a nice way to start the day off. And then, I'm gonna grab the bucket that these guys go in. Welcome to Bucket. Take the things out that we gotta get primed and built sometime in the next couple days. Got 5 days to do 5 Tech Marines. I might have overpromised on that one. These models look fucking hard to paint. No, I got more than that. I got 2 weeks. Still. Might have overpromised on that. Those models look challenging. Or like 5 like tech priests. Yeah. Put models away. I know this is always such a fun step to watch a man very carefully putting models one by one in a box. I'm back. Class wasn't too difficult today. Oh hell yeah! What class were you in today? What were you taking? What was the topic? Just reading a book? That sounds awful. I mean, it doesn't sound awful, but that doesn't sound like. Kind of sounds like your prof's phoning it in with that one. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be a little bit mad if I'm paying like I always got mad when I'd pay fucking, as much as I did for a university course, and then you go into it and the professor's like, okay, read the textbook for the next 90 minutes. Like, I could have just bought the textbook. And that's why I have a large stack of university textbooks that I just sometimes read, because I ended up discovering that a lot of professors did that, where it was just like, oh, if all I need to do is read this, then why don't I just read that and not give you the money? Unfortunately, that leaves you with a lot of really random ass information and getting called a human encyclopedia and also still being unemployable. So, your route's working better than mine for reviewing literature circles. What do you mean by literature circles? I ask. I always did well in lit. My combat patrol's almost here. It's out for delivery. Hell yeah. What combat patrol did you get? To Stellits? What am I gonna be coaching you through here? It's gonna be your first time. You'll have Boneless start to finish taking you through a combat patrol ready to answer any questions you need. Templars? Oh. Happy 420. Oh shit, it's 420, isn't it? Well, better smoke some weed. Huh? I guess I'll smoke some weed, Darius. Twist my rubber arm, why don't you? I'm black. Job done. Tabletop ready. Twisting so hard. Right? Why would you do this to me? Here, we'll even have some gummies to start the stream off. My first combat patrol, I plowed through the Night Lords without any discounts. I think you're going to have fun doing Templars. They're harder and easier than they look at the same time. You'll understand it. Like twisting my arm about grabbing a glass of wine. I was never a wine person. I'm going to be completely honest. Even when I did drink. Even when I did drink, I was never a wine person. I always preferred cider. And that honestly, hilariously, to a lot of my wine friends, it never made sense to them that I didn't like wine because I drank like I liked old world ciders, so typically the drier the better. Like extra dry, aged in a single malt whiskey cask to ensure that it's extra burny. So like I used to do like really strong old world ciders, but then so like my wine drinking friends never really understood how a guy who would drink, you know, extremely ridiculous apple brandies and things would then turn around and be like, no, wine is gross. Shame. But 1 second, guys. In celebration, Darius, you're coming in. You're reminding me. Did you realize it was 420?
I forgot. Jared mentioned it, and Jesse mentioned it, and then I just kept forgetting.
Yeah, so this is going to be an ongoing thing all day then.
Okay. I feel like I'll go out for groceries and leave you.
Yeah, that might be a good call.
Yeah. Best kind of day.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I was gonna be like, if we got the cameras and things, we could always try to show off my dab rig to them really quickly.
Do it.
1 sec. Here, chat. We talk about you know how Boneless smokes and things. I'll give you some perspective. Who wants to see my dab rig? That's my quadruple percolator, or that's my quadruple whirlwind percolated dab rig. Quadruple cyclone. And then I knocked it off my desk. Dude, that thing is like, that one is made of half inch, or I think it's Yes, I think that one's half-inch glass instead of quarter-inch glass. So, like, you could bludgeon an elephant to death with it. No. And as promised, all right. Let's get groovy. Instead, having some bubbly water right now. I don't know if that's slang that the rest of the world uses. I guess I should actually paint now. I did the base rims. This is one of my favorite Iron Maiden songs. And it's not even because it's one of their best songs, but it's because they play it at every single show. I fucking love it when they play it live. It honestly takes me back to being 16 at Iron Maiden for the first time with my one buddy. Just 16, a pickup truck, out of money, out of luck. Like, it takes me right back. Also noticed there was an issue with my microphone. I mean, that's something, Darius. I don't think I'm qualified to have this conversation on stream. I'm gonna be honest. I appreciate you sharing this with me. I would like to know the outcomes of this. I'm not going to offer my opinions or my insight on it because that's out of my qualifications. Unfortunately, people blowing themselves up at the courthouse just goes a little bit beyond Boneless's abilities as a negotiator. Trust me, if I felt I had any capacity to help out, I probably would. Has anybody tried telling him to tune in to www.twitch.tv/Studio Boneless? You know what I do when I want to blow myself up? I tune in to www.twitchtv.com/Studio Boneless. Just fucking confuse the shit out of him by talking about Kabelka Monk theory. He'll just start going off about the chroma curve and really fucking give him a mental health crisis. Although, honestly, no, Kabelka Monk breaks my brain more than Chroma Curve does, so, because I still don't get Kabelka Monk, even as many times as you've tried to explain it to me. Even using your paints, trying to just follow the instruction of what you did, I still don't get it, man. Shit's fucking hard. Man, this is mine so much, it just factory resets. Yeah, that's called Kabelka Monk theory. What two colors did you mix together to make the color again, Mr. Pigments? Can you put it in chat really quickly? Don't give the pigments, just give the baseline. You mixed these two colors together and it turned into this color. Please provide the chat some of the most Yeah, did you know that green and red makes purple? Yeah, take that. Take that. What? In extremely advanced color theory, Stilitzer, there are certain pigments. Nope. Red and green and red can do it too. If you use there's a green pigment and a red pigment that will interact with each other in a specific way that causes them to turn purple instead. It's red and blue makes brown. Yeah, Kabelka Monk theory essentially just says everything you know about color theory is wrong. Shut up, nerd. Again, Stelitzer, this is advanced color theory. Like, this is Mr. Pigments does have his PhD, so we're not fucking with you. This is what we're joking about right now is the most obscene examples of color theory stuff that makes people go, but that's not right. And it's like, no, it's not, is it? But that's that's joke. Yeah, exactly. We were coming up with when you said factory reset their brain with color theory, and I'm like, okay, I'll factory reset your brain with color theory. Y'all asked for a factory reset. I gave y'all a factory reset. Unfortunately, I just couldn't get down to the courthouse in time. God, I'm gonna feel really bad if this situation doesn't resolve peacefully, and then I've been making jokes about this live on camera. That's really awful. I'm gonna stop now until we get until we know what the outcome is. I'm gonna stop making jokes. I hope we're all good with that. Everyone copes differently. Dude, it's a city I don't know about, or it's like a city I'm not in. This has no impact on me. I'm just making jokes, but at the same time, it directly impacts one of my viewers here, so I'm trying to not make too light of a situation that might end up becoming a regional tragedy. So I want to play it. I just want to, be a conscientious person. Found a local guy live streaming it. That's even worse. I'm going back to making jokes about this. I heard you had a problem with finishing these wood elves. I have a problem with finishing everything. Including my wife. I mean, what? No view of the guy, just a swap. That's still terrible! Look, that is so ethically wrong. I'm going back to making fun of it. That guy's worse than me. Man, what's going through a person's head when they just think, you know what I'm gonna do? Some guy's trying to blow up the courthouse. Better go grab my cell phone and start streaming it on Twitch. It's the crisis farming mentality. I searched Trough, found Orion still in his box. Oh, damn. There's only one model I really desperately want to get my hands on that I cannot find ever. And it's every time I see used models for sale, I dig. Because Boneless wants an original wizard with a submachine gun. It's been a channel goal since I started streaming, is to find and acquire the wizard with a submachine gun. OG Green Knight? No. I mean, OG Green Knight would be cool too, but no, wizard with a submachine gun. Gotta go. No worries. Have a good one. I will catch you on the flip side, Stellits. Hope the test goes well. Give me 2 weeks. It is the rarest model in the GW line. There were only a few, I think there's only 1,000 of them produced, and of that, I don't think there are even that many left in, like, that survived, so it's probably down to a few hundred left on the planet. Might find it this weekend. Okay, I'm also gonna warn you, it's an obscenely priced model. That's also the flip side of it, is it's also obscenely priced when people do have it because of how rare it is. But it's a throwback to something that just doesn't exist in the hobby anymore. I mean, it does, but it's like, it's beyond Rogue Trader era silliness. It's exactly what it sounds like. The model is a wizard, but he also has a submachine gun. I'm the cream of the crop. I rise to the top. I never eat a pig because a pig is a cop. Ooh, yeah. So you might be able to find it, but you're not going to be able to find it at a reasonable price because I very rarely, yeah. But if you see it, even if you just get to see it, take a look at the model, just to understand a time in GW. It's a time capsule, right? You know how you can get disqualified in Golden Demon if your piece isn't super taking itself seriously, right? Like, I had a piece I wanted to do where I was going to paint the Helm Hammerhand model as Santa, and I was going to put him in a flying sleigh because they had that awesome red Gobbo sleigh. And I wanted to do the Helm Hammerhand, and I wanted to put him in Santa's sleigh and do him up as Santa, and then I wanted to get him fighting Jesus, and I'd found him. And I was gonna, yeah, that was my idea for my diorama. And everybody was like, so Boneless, you'll get disqualified if you put that in. Like, it's making a joke of the IP, and they are not okay with this. And I was like, what do you mean? It's called The True Meaning of Christmas. It's a joke on corporate capitalist culture and the fact that it's Santa beating the shit out of Jesus in his sleigh. Having a fist fight. I'll be looking for Tomb Kings and OG Tomb King models. Oh, that's always a good one, too. Your Tomb Kings are awesome. I really, really like them. Oh, you missed out on this. I got to paint one of the rarest Old World models on stream a couple months ago. I got to paint the Praeton, like the original printing of the Praeton. I got to do the Praeton and 3 Skin Wolves, and the Cockatrice. This client has a lot of rare models. That's why I was actually able to convince him, because normally he doesn't give me a lot of creative control over the projects. But I told him, I was like, hey, so like, because I was looking into it, and I was like, we can actually work up a legal list where you can take all of those Beastmen models in your Chaos army that I'm about to do up for you. And I was like, so do you want me to come up with like a cool unified basing theme and kind of find a way to bring them all together? I mostly buy Green Knights because they always go up in value. The Green Knight is such a good model. Okay. On 7 at the moment. I mean, Xander and Starship Troopers? Which one was... That was, not, the Dizzy. Johnny Rico. Ace. After the... Yes! He was a dick anyways. Oh, he's the one that whoops their ass in whatever football game they're playing. That's unfortunate the actor passed away. What a fantastic movie, by the way. Starship Troopers is one of the greatest satires ever written. 57. That's really unfortunate. Starship Troopers is so good. It's unfortunate the sequels didn't really understand what made the first one so special. And that happens a lot of the time. I've talked about this idea as well on stream a few times, but it's something that really it's why sequels tend to struggle. And a lot of people don't actually consider this aspect. Is that it has to do with the fact that most sequels struggle because they are no longer exploring an idea. They then become something to explore a world. And usually, in the most interesting movies and the most interesting stories, they use a specific world or a setting to explore an idea. And where sequels tend to struggle is they then decide, okay, now let's explore this world. And that tends to be much less interesting. Because they don't tend to realize that it's a lot of the themes, lots of the, I don't know, those other elements that tend to make them so wonderful. Book's old. I'm gonna remake if they did a remake to the book, it would be a lot more. It would be interesting to see just how it would look, because like the armor or the mobile suit or the mobile infantry are a mechanized infantry in the books, right? So like they have full-blown power armor and shoulder-mounted cannons and jetpacks, and like they're like they make Iron Man look like a bitch. Like the mobile infantry suits are badass. But yeah, Mark, I struggle with finishing projects sometimes, especially when it's just like I didn't have anything else primed and ready to go. And I also didn't do as much. I didn't finish the skin. So I needed to get that done. But yeah. I was supposed to finish these guys on the days off so I could be painting one of my busts today, but that didn't happen. Okay. Here comes revolution. Time for retribution. Take just a little bit of the dark gunmetal now. Hit the undersides of the spears. Throw a little bit at the backs of the helmets. Voila. Very, very simple. Bring a bit of that darker steel in. And see how much more interesting the sword looks now. It has the extra reflection. Makes it look sharp. And if we really want to, what we can do, there's one other cool detail I might go in and do. Actually, I'm probably not going to. I just said that out loud, and I was like, nope, I'm not going to. Because what I was thinking is, I could. It wouldn't be too hard to come in like this. If you want to, you can shoe the horses. Doesn't do too much. Just hit him with a fucking trank dart. I'm glad this situation isn't turning into something where I'm going to have to issue a fucking apology in 8 years for getting canceled when somebody finds my old stream. Okay. Excuse me. Somebody gave me the idea that I could potentially, if I boxed it in correctly, I could probably rely on the hood vent on my stove for my airbrushing. And I might give that a whirl at some point. Boop, doop, doop, boop. Slap some colors real fast. Got 4 more to do the metallics on. Spill. Reckless Fury. There we go. 2 more. There we go. Silver's done. My desk is covered in static grass. I need to get these varnished. I fucking hate static grass. Stuff's so messy. Also, I'm going to dry my hand because it's really sweaty. And we're going to do something that I need to do here. Because I'm going to be honest, I really, really don't like the way these look right now with the with the... Oh, you might be thinking, it's a little late in the game to be making this decision, but you know what? Says who? You can clean it all up. I'll show you how. It's really easy. Just don't be a coward. Don't be a coward. Cowardice is unacceptable. We're going to clip those all off. And even that, like, even with the pieces of sprue showing, they look better. Eat a dick. And you were here doubting me. Never understood. It's for stabilizing the model. It makes them stand better. But it also makes them ugly as shit. And it makes them look more monopose, honestly. When you actually clip these out. Yeah, they immediately just look so much better. Oh, did my shit drop? No. Connecting to chat. No, I just disconnected from chat for a second. Oh, that's fine. I thought stream actually dropped, and I was about to be like, motherfuckers. But it didn't. That's not what happened. Chat just disconnected for a second. You can just see that it looks so much better. We get the skin done on these, and these will look actually like good ass models. Actual good ass models. That one needs to be clipped. That one needs to be clipped.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah, indeed, Darius. Glad we're on the same page about that. I'm also really excited to be seeing these guys in June. I'll be going with a large group of friends, actually. It's the first time I'll be going to a show with like a bunch of friends in a while. Hydrate, nerd. Will do.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Speak of the devil and the devil shall appear. As just saying, I'm really excited to be seeing these guys in June. In the Saturday daytime show. This is going with a large group of friends, potentially my mod included. My partner will be there. One of my best friends I met growing up was her 9. I met her on her birthday because she was my brother's roommate, and my brother was taking care of me at that point already. I was 15. I think they were 20, so like a younger at the time, or like a lot younger at the time. But now that I'm in my, like, we've always stayed kind of close. I'm in my 30s now. They're also, and it's like, you know, one of my few friends I've known since I was that young, and they were one of the people that helped like take care of me when I was a kid. Which I think I've told that on stream, so we're not going to tell that one again right now. It's never a happy one. Boneless was raised by a group of punks. If you've seen the movie Suburbia, it was a lot like that without, you know, the kid getting run over in the end. If you haven't seen the movie Suburbia, I just spoiled the ending. So, I guess there's that, too. But I'm pretty excited to be seeing Souls of Mischief. You guys watched the show Jury Duty yet? I've not, Bug. Also, welcome in. Hope you're having a great day so far. Also, get out from under my rugs. Since moving into the apartment, I understand. This is how we chill from 93. This is how we chill from 93 till. We chill from 93 till. This is how we chill from 93 till. Funky Homo sapien, he chillin'. Brain went, what the fuck is bug sex? You know what this need? Bird sex. Yeah. What? No, not bird sex. Ain't got no time for bird sex. I gotta fly. Ooh, some more Under the Mountain. Also a really good song by them. Never take a breath, don't know what I'm doing. Give you my crooked smile. There we go. Okay, clipped all those pegs, which we should have done before. But just look at how much better these all look now. Horthies! Horse noise intensifies. I'll let someone use my wet palette. This is the first time it says mold in it in 6 years. Mine's only a little moldy right now. Oh, damn, that looks so much better now. Flipped all the garbage. I'm sure mine might contain a wholesome, loving environment. See how my palette's doing. Maybe we'll paint Troll in a bit here. I would like to work on him a bit. I don't know what I want to work on. This is gonna be bump. Bada 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 bump. Yeah, my palette's pretty good. There's no smell. Although I've got the bottom lined with cotton. Yeah, dude, that's not even slimy. I've got the bottom of this lined with copper now, so I'm a lot less worried about it. In fact, I'm even just going to throw a couple more pennies in there just to be sure. Darius, it's going to be disgusting, but I also don't seal my wet palette. As you can see, it's an old dinner plate with some pennies under it. See? You know, everybody talks about fancy wet palettes and this and that and the next thing. Whatever happened to just using an old dinner plate? You might need it depends how many pennies you have in it. If you have enough, probably. If you don't have enough, I don't know, buddy. It's 420. Open it. Take a whiff. Take a whiff. Don't be a coward. Smell it. 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 Someone should clip that. Take a picture if it's bad. If I made Darius throw up, or if I make Darius throw up here, I apologize in advance. But also, I'm probably gonna laugh. You know, a wet pellet's like milk. Sometimes all you can do is stuff your nose in there and go. The only way to know it's still good or not. Oh, I love this song too. 20 seconds got me peeping out my windows. And in no way am I going to be able to sing along with it at all. So I'm going to skip the one line out. What's up, Jinx? Happy 420. You did an Australian 420? Is that where you drink one beer, go absolutely wild, and get in a fight? It's when you do it on their time zone. I do like your idea. Dude, I don't know what it is about Australians, but it's like 2 beers and they go fucking wild. I love it. Love it. Partying with Australians is like, I don't know what it is. There's a reason y'all get breathalyzed on your way into the club. That's still a thing down there? I don't know if it still is. I don't know anybody that's been to a club in Australia in the last 10 years, so all the ones I met were like fucking. I guess it's also different if you're drinking with the lads. All the Aussies I've had beers with were rugby players. And maybe it's not an Aussie thing. Maybe it's a rugby player thing. Who knows? But I'm attributing it to your entire country. I can hear my wife is just fucking cackling in the other room. I don't know. It's my impression of Australians is always, oi, hey, Damo, give me a lighter, you cunt. Give me a lighter, you cunt. Saggy butt brain, that's what they're gonna call you. They're gonna call you Saggy butt brain. Man got it out before I did. The fact that you spit that out right before I said it, I love it. Oh. Going out?
Yeah.
All right. You have a good one?
Bye.
Bye.
Have fun.
VB sucks. I don't know what VB is. But I used to drink Pabst Blue Ribbon, so I can't really tell anybody that their beer sucked. I know that you do, man. Victoria Bitters? You mod for Lectors. And also, it was good to see her going live the other day. I know you mod for a few people, but it was just on the topic of Australian streamers. That's the first one that popped into mind. I didn't really say anything while I was there, but I did pop in and watch a little bit of that one because I did get really excited because she hadn't been on for a bit. And a couple people had asked. And obviously, if she wants to talk about it, it's her business. So that's her discretion. PBR was a luxury in college. Bro, I drank PBR because it's the only beer I could drink 40 of. And again, you guys are going to, every now and then, I'm going to say certain things, and you're just going to understand, oh, that's why Boneless doesn't drink. I'm just going to give you guys a little heads up on that one. Every now and then, certain things are going to slip out, and you're going to go, oh, that's why. Came home for lunch. Oh, dude, don't enjoy your lunch. Don't be sniff. Don't eat your lunch and then sniff the palate. Don't do that to your wife. Yeah. Exactly. She just went through what's the quote again from Clerks? There's a million fine-looking women in this world, but not all of them bring you lasagna at work. I have a bunch of good. I have 200 PBRs in my fridge. Pigments, I knew there's a reason you and I got along. Plus, you're in the States where you still have the good PBR. In Canada, they lowered it to a 4.9. So it's not strong beer here. But it still tastes the same, but that's what always pissed me off is that it was a 5.5 or a 5. Well, no, it was usually a 5.9, but it went down like fucking the PBR black labels, the 8%. I didn't enjoy those ones too much. I found the 5.9s were the best ones because they still drank like a fucking, Coors Light. Like they went down like nothing. So I could get myself nice and fucking Pabsted out. I should really quickly also grab some water. It's cheaper to get the black label than the one. So I'm also going to say, whenever you say black label, my brain goes to Black Label Supreme, not Black Label. Although, have any of you guys in here ever had Black Label Big Ten? Is that a thing where any of you guys lived? Did you guys ever get to have Black Label Big Ten? Also, going to start throwing shout-outs here in a second, now that we've got some more people coming in. Don't think I haven't forgotten about you guys. Big Ten was essentially the shittiest beer. It was Black Label Supreme, which is an awful beer to begin with. But then they brewed an extra strong version of it that was 10.6%, and it only came in a 40-ounce bottle. And it tasted like it tasted like the inside of a septic tank. At least what I assume the inside of a septic tank tastes like. I don't have confirmation on that one. I'm glad I don't. So yeah, never drank a 40. Dude, have you ever played? You never played Edward 40 Hands? Gonna shout out first one here today. Well, it's Mr. Pigments. You went to art school, bro. I'm gonna follow that up with you never played Edward 40 Hands and you went to art school. And we were played Edward Abs. There we go. I was gonna be like, bro, everyone I knew in art school was just fucking drunk all the time. I loved all the art school kids. I partied with them nonstop. They also always knew where to get acid. All right. I'm going to put my Zoomy boys on because I got to do faces and some skin stuff. So it's time to bust out Chunder Fury. What the fuck just happened? My group was kind of messed up. We played a game called Bus Driver. We're all musicians for me. Oh, I partied with the musicians too. Honestly, I partied with anyone who could keep up with me. Okay, sorry, I gotta come back for a second. Our school people the first game me how first musicians for me. Yeah, pretty much prestigious for school. Oh, I was gonna say you. Okay, that makes a little more sense, Mr. Pigments. I went to. Mine was more in line with like a community college. We're not very well ranked. It was not a very well ranked school globally. It was typically one people went and did their first 2 years at and then transferred out of, because if you got your year 3 and 4 from a good university, that's all that showed up at the end. I might know one person in this chat who did exactly that. That's going to be a are they listening moment. Ooh, fucking love this song. This is what they closed with. When I saw Run the Jewels and they put on a fucking incredible show. Yeah, I don't think they caught that one. Also, it's weird because this is just the instrumental. It'd be a lie if I told you that I ever disdain the fortune and fame, but the presence of the pleasure never abstained me from any other pain. When my mama transitioned to another plane, I was sitting on a plane, telling her to hold on, and she tried hard, but she just couldn't hang. Been 2 years, truth is, I'll probably never be the same. It is just a chore not to let myself just go insane. It's crippling, make you wanna lean on a cup of promethazine. But my queen says she needed a king, now that another junky flunky rapper fiend. Friends tell her he could be another Malcolm, he could be another martyr. She told her husband, I need a partner more than the world needs another martyr. Raised in Atlanta, Georgia, where I used to ride the martyr, with an empty 22 in the front pocket of my brave starter. Trying to make it out the mud as a baby's father's much harder. This is one I never heard, never even got a motherfucking word. And this is for my sister Sarah, honey. I'm so sorry you were hurt. One of the tricks I was talking about before, if you can, try to get in the habit of doing these without your gogglies on, and just try to use the goggles when you have to go in and do the faces or the really hard to reach areas. where you need that little bit of extra confidence, but when you're doing like army painting and stuff like that, you really don't need the magnifiers. Interestingly, this was... I'm going to put the other version of this on. There we go. Never used goggles. We got a couple of the more talented people in here do. That came out wrong. I meant to say that as a couple of the people in here that are more used to doing display painting are used to working with goggles on. And I'm sorry, that was yeah. I'm so sorry. That came out so wrong. You ever just say things and you just like, foot meat mouth. Well, my 4 penny saved my ass. No mold, no smell. Hell yeah. One knee. Good enough. All right. Next shout out. Janxed Art, another incredible, amazing painter. Best Friday night paint jams. And also streaming on Tuesdays now. So if you're ever like, man, boneless, I wish there was something that filled that void of you not being live on Tuesdays in that window. Well, it's good news, because there's somebody there to fill that for you now. We got Jinx. No longer will you have that gaping hole in your heart waiting for me to come back on Thursdays. What if I like the gape? Well, Aragorn Strider, Jamie Dornan. It's not bad, yeah. I would say probably Friday. We could do Friday or Saturday this week if you want. Because I could, I should be through commissions, or I'll be through the elves by then. I might need to do a little, I should be able to get the Tech Marine stuff started out. And then, because I think I've told you, but I've picked my colors now. Like, I found 9 paints in here, and I'm just like, all right, I'm set. And I think you'll laugh when you find out which ones they are. And I don't think it'll surprise you because they're often, I looked into it, and they're colors that beginners tend to really like because of how intense they are. Okay, I'm gonna grab the face here. Pigments were all chosen for a reason. Yeah. My go-tos, and again, I think I picked good ones. And I even compromised on a bit. I even compromised a little bit to get it down to 9. Yeah. Where is it? Where's it hiding with me? There we go. Hilariously, my go-to colors are the Cobalt Teal, Chromium Oxide, Titan Buff, Burnt Sienna, Cobalt Cyan, Mars Black, Yellow Oxide, Anthraquinone Red, and the Quin Deep Magenta. That's my colors right there. That's everything I need. This has been my, it's rated as perfect. I'm gonna say this has been my though my go-to. Like, this has been my I love this. That's my go-tos out of the 2 sets. I've kind of just grabbed a few, and this one, I don't know, I just feel like I have so much range with it. Gonna lurk. No worries, man. And I think the reason I am so comfortable with that set as well is because, like, at the end of the day, if you have a good red, a good magenta, a good yellow, and a good cyan, plus a good black and a good white, you can pretty much hit any color you want. And the fact that I actually have a couple of them that are like, some of them are almost more conveniency, like having 2 cobalts in there. That's a convenience thing. I'll draw some art for you. And even then, like, the cobalt would be, I don't know, because that's one of the ones where I'm like, even the cobalt cyan, or sorry, the cobalt teal, I could probably, is there something that's like more, what would be a good royal purple? Because I that would be the other thing I wouldn't mind seeing instead is something where, because like again, I can mix a really, really nice purple as I've shown. Since you've got this, you got to show us the red and green making purple. All right, I'll do it. To prove he's not bullshitting you, Mr. Pigments, you're going to talk me through in chat how to do this, okay? What colors do I need to put down? Do you have the PG7 phthalo green? Let me check. I think so. I don't think I've used it, but I do think I have it. All right, the Perryline green. PG7 phthalo blue green shade. That's that the 15-2? Okay, let me check if I've got a PG7. I don't think I do. So we'll have to demo that one live. But that actually might be a good one to that might be a good one instead. I was going to say that actually might be that might be also a good color to use instead of the like one of the cobalts would be the PG7 phthalo green. Because that's a really nice royal purple it makes, and it breaks my brain when it happens. I just got up close, and this model has 5 fingers on the bow. When you go down, they've got an extra finger. They have 5 fingers and a thumb. Very clearly, then, I guess they must have killed. I was gonna say, I think they killed Inigo Montoya's father. Prepare to die. It's Humperdinck. What a terrible name for a character. Why I went with the PR2 instead of the PR122. Didn't want much overlap with the professional brands. That's reasonable. That is reasonable. I mean, I think I've said personally, like, I really like your set. I do think that a heavy, like, I think that the key with them is knowing that, like, if I was going to use them exclusively, I would also want a heavy-bodied set, because these have that much thinner consistency. They're extremely pigment-rich. The only issue I've genuinely run into with your paints is I cannot, and I don't want to say I cannot, I've struggled to build up actual paint texture. And I think we talked about that, right? Like, yours applies very, very smooth, really beautiful, easy to apply, very pigment-rich coats. But when I do certain techniques that almost rely on building texture, I find it slightly harder to achieve that with such a like. I'm almost gonna say bottle-ready consistency. If would you accept that as a term? I would call it a bottle ready consistency. They don't really need to be thinned. Give them a good shake, right down on the palate. Other than the bismuth does need to be thinned. The bismuth needs to be thinned. Otherwise, it gets grainy. I do find that the bismuth needs to be thinned out. And it needs a proper thinner or like an actual I use an actual. Exactly. It's why I'm not blaming you for that one. Every bismuth paint I've used has done this. Which is why I knew the fix for it immediately was to mix airbrush thinner into it. And for some reason that makes it apply completely smoothly. Clean my brush out. And we will keep going. But yeah, the larger, again, one of those things I don't blame you for, because it's consistent. You know how like there's certain things where like there are certain issues you'll point out and you'll be critical of, and other issues that you're like, well, you didn't solve the fucking. You didn't solve the problem that scientists have been trying to solve for the last 700 years, you know? So I'd be kind of a dick if I'm being like, yeah, I'm judging you because you haven't managed to get a finer grind on bismuth than any other person has accomplished. There are valid criticisms and there are invalid criticisms. Fuck this cord, it's always in the way. You know what? I'm doing it without goggles. I don't care. I'll just shrimp. I got a shrimp to use them anyways. But at least this way I'm not feeling sick. There we go. See? By just tunnel visioning in, you can get it. And then I'm going to have to do a little bit more contrast after this. Hope you're all having an excellent day so far. I know I am. It was a nice like mood shift. I just went up in one of those mornings I woke up and I was like, I don't want to do this. And then as soon as I started, I was like, I want to, or I'm like, I'm having a good time. Here we go. Can you help me? Help me with my brain. Oh, yeah. And and there we go. See how much faster it is when we're not using the goggles? Here we go. Boom. And same thing, get them fingies. There we go. Two more. Two more after this one. And then we go through and we do the final highlights, which will just be applying the other, or just the unmixed highlight color. So right now it's a mix of the two together. And then for the next one, we'll just do the actual transition. Fuck. There we go. Good enough. Fingers. And face. There we go. Rinse your brush. We have an ad break starting in just a moment here, so we're gonna let the ads hit. I'm gonna have a stretch. I might pee really quickly, and then we'll get back to it. Then our horsies are done. Or then we've got the cavalry ready for burnish. Other than I need to run a quick contrast over their gauntlets. The hood up the bunk. Hanging out my window and my magnum taking out some photo. All right, I'm gonna take a quick moment. Ads are running. I'm gonna refill my coffee, use the bathroom, and then we will get back and finish these elves. And we should be back from ads now. And if anybody was paying attention as I just danced across my kitchen while making coffee. We are back though. Do do do. Do do do. I'm gonna skip ahead. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I can fuck with that. Just the other day. Oh, this is off of one of my favorite Canadian punk albums. For those of you that are curious, is De Chien Forain. De Chien Forain. If anybody in here speaks French, they might have a little chuckle at that. If anybody in here speaks French and knows that, I will give you the English translation. It won't pop up on screen, but I'll read it out if somebody knows what it means. And I feel like I owe it to someone. It was a band I was talking about on stream actually quite recently. It's not this is a Canadian punk band, Deglo Abortions, off of their most popular album, Two Dogs Fucking. De Chien Forain. De Chien Forain. Yeah, you know. They weren't exactly creative, but they were always offensive. Seems like people aren't paying attention. So now's a good time to put on some of their more offensive. I was gonna say I'm moderately educated. You expect me to know French? These guys, honestly, I think the obscenity charges really influenced kind of how they, like, I think it really influenced their music later on. Like, they were always obscene, but they definitely got worse after they got charged with obscenity. Because a judge's daughter bought one of their records. I think it was Here Today, Guano Tomorrow. Damn, your speech laws are really... no, they got charged in the States. They actually got charged in the States again recently. Although this time it was on a marijuana possession. They went into one of the states where it wasn't legal while on a tour. No, they got charged with obscenity. That's a different one. Obscenity charges are completely different. Guar was also charged with obscenity. But yes, for the speech stuff, that's also why Two Live Crew is one of the most important bands, or one of the important musical groups of all time, and why Me So Horny is actually an extremely significantly culturally impactful song. That song isn't actually like the whole song is a fuck you to the is a fuck you to censorship. No, our speech laws up here are not strict at all. People pretend that they are. I don't know any, but I've never heard about somebody actually being charged with. And again, like the best part about the Daglos is like their music is great, but as soon as you pay attention to the lyrics, you're just like, wait, what the fuck am I listening to? This song especially, like, you're probably just gonna vibe to it until all of a sudden you start paying attention to what he's saying. Fun fact. I wasn't just but the funny part is that the FBI then confiscated Oderus Urungus's prosthetic penis. They even make fun of it in one of their movies, Phallus in Wonderland. Gwar actually covered Daglo abortions, though. They were kind of both. They were kind of united in the fact that like Gwar faced obscenity charges around the same time. So two bands who probably wouldn't have had much interaction with each other ended up knowing who each other were. And then yeah. So actually, what's even more interesting about that is if you're a Gwar fan, it's the last song Corey Smoot ever recorded with the band before he died. The last song he ever recorded is a Daglo Abortions cover of the song Isn't This Disgusting? Yeah, like it's a great song, but if you pay attention to what it's about or what he's singing, not so much. I don't think it takes a genius to write "Holy fucking moly, my shit stinks." Flag is down, engines roar, bow before the Viking horde. I'm on fire, I run on clean. Do you desire a death machine? Around the first turn, bodies fly, spectators plunge, the pit crew dies. Hot rod chariot, spitting out poison fumes. It runs on mustard gas. I'm on fire, so obscene. Death to desire, my death machine. Squealing tires in my Viking death machine. And then the green flag drops. The pick stops. I'll take the inside. You won't pass this ride. I race the sun across the skies with Balder and Loki by my side. Sorry, I'm like all hyped up right now. What's up, Pascal? Hope you're having a great day so far. I'm just gonna say, Pascal, I saw the results from your class and it was fucking incredible. A couple of your students also were popped into the Discord and were sharing them with yeah, it made me so happy when I got to see it was Mark Mania shared it and it was immediately just being like, oh, you were at the workshop this weekend. I see that. We're almost done these elves. Then we're going to do something else. Contrast on the gloves. One more highlight skin. And joinks. The drugs kicking in. Not yet. I was very excited when I found out that I don't even have to stop in Amsterdam and that you guys have cafes in Eindhoven too. I mean, I'm still flying into Amsterdam, but despite legalization having been a thing here since 2018, I want to say 2018, 2019. Since legalization has happened, we still haven't really seen like the consumption lounges take off yet, which I think would be kind of cool. Can you even imagine that I can get this almost every shopping center? Yes, I'm Canadian. I used to work at one of those stores. Oh gosh, Pascal, did you not know about the best best slash worst job I had? I used to be a tester. I used to get a cannabis tester. Unless you're talking something else, I don't know. We're all chatting 420s over here, so I thought we were making jokes about Pascal hitting hitting a bit of the Johnny Red Eye. No, aspirin. Oh yeah. Yeah, that makes way more sense. That makes way more sense. I thought we were making a joke about yeah, because because everybody else has been talking about they're smoking bit of the ganja green and you're popping, and I was like, yeah, that's a thing here too. You can't walk 100 meters without finding somewhere that sells weed. I was confused that you were just like to a Canadian, just let you go, just let me go with it at first. It might. It also might make it significantly worse. We do like weed here. We do. Honestly, the only reason I can stay in this chair for 8 hours. But I also got some good news. I'm doing some extra stuffs outside of stream now. I'm gonna be helping a friend with their garden. So I'm gonna be doing some farmhand stuff for a person, which makes me really happy. It's a really nice plot. It's 15 feet by 50 feet, or for the not Americans in here, that's 3 meters by 15 meters. So a massive garden plot that I'm being given free range of, plus a greenhouse. So I'm gonna have a really wonderful time when I get to help him out with that, get it established. Might bring him I might bring him some of my trees. I got a couple trees at my house right now that I kind of would like to get out of pots, and we were gonna plant them in the ground somewhere else. But as we all know how that worked out, we don't live on a farm right now. Now you're telling me you're not nostalgic. And I was also actually going to say, Pascal, having seen the results on your, like, from your class, I think that I'm actually going to benefit greatly from taking your volumes course at SMC, because I was noticing some of the stuff with certain shapes that I'm not getting right still. Especially on the helmet. I noticed the way the light casts on it is much more circular and much less of a crescent, which I normally lean into. And while you would typically have the crescent where it meets, it's the overall. It was a lot softer, a lot less. Yeah, it's just like I was seeing a lot of like little elements of like, okay, I think I'm gonna benefit a lot from just getting a bit more understanding on my baseline shapes. The helmet was not in the volumes part, but the NMM part of the workshop. I figured that. I figured that much, but I still. But hey, you're more than welcome. But you can't. You need to learn. You need to know volumes before you can go into NMM. In my opinion, that's my opinion. You might not agree with me on that one. We don't have to, but I personally feel like you need to have that good understanding of volumes moving into NMM if you want to pull it off in a convincing way. I'm by no means a master of NMM. People say I'm okay at it, and I get all squirrely because I'm like, no. There are people way better than me at this, but... What they don't realize is I just constantly message you, Jinx, and Ghoul Studios after stream being like, hey, what am I doing wrong? Or during stream. Okay, final round of highlights. And again, no goggles for this because I'm like still dizzy from the first round of wearing them. I need to figure out a better light system, or I need to figure out a better goggle system. And maybe better lighting would help with that too. And also a better desk and a better chair and a new spine. Especially not with those slides there. Dude, both, I mean, again, I think for Jinx, it comes down to even the same thing like I say, like, even if it's not the course material that helps, it's a chance to in person see how you think and how you go about it. And you can't really understand that I mean, so am I. You think I'm not going to be blowing kisses at you from the back of the room the entire time? But no, honestly, as I've said before, like, even if you feel comfortable with the course material, somebody might think about it in a way that you've never thought about it, which changes your fundamental understanding. I used to slave myself over getting smooth glazed layers. And then you and Jinx taught me that texture looks smoother and it's faster. And it was just such a little thing that shifted where it was like, wait a second, this looks even smoother if I don't paint it smoothly. Or even the one that got me, the one that's still breaking my brain the most is it's like, Boneless, you don't have hard enough lines on your models. And it's like, but I thought I wasn't supposed to have lines. You spend so long training yourself out of lines, then it's like, oh, no, they need to be there. They just need to be so thin that you can't actually know they're there. One day, guys. One day we'll get it. For now, we're just going to keep having fun. Loving what we're doing. Slapping colors down. Trying not to be too complicated in how we think about it. Also, hilariously, I'm not sure if you guys know that video that I posted in my Discord, the general chat one. The guy's an actual surgeon. He has a practice and everything. Like, he's a fairly respected surgeon in Canada, so it's kind of funny that he runs a YouTube channel as well, where he's like, yeah, we're gonna break down, like, how ethical it would be to implant a human being with the extra organs necessary to turn them into an Astartes. It's, you know, and I was like, yeah, I feel like all of you would enjoy that. Those are the best teachings. Don't ever do X, but if you must. And what's the conclusion? There are aspects of Astartes that could be done with modern medicine. However, a lot of the redundancies scientifically don't actually make sense, and other aspects are still well beyond our comprehension and understanding. The video I posted was about how firing a bolter would literally kill you from the recoil. It's literally about, the video I posted is about a breakdown of different guns in the 40th millennium and what they would do to a human body if you tried to fire them. Apparently, according from a surgical perspective, Eldari weapons are the best and safest to operate from a human perspective. Because a human would technically be able to operate a shuriken cannon. But yeah, I shared one of the videos that I from him because I'm like, I find him really entertaining, and it was just the kind of stuff where you guys, again, I often get asked, it's like, Boneless, why do you just know so much weird shit? And it's like, I consume an obscene amount of educational content about the most random shit. And I try to vet my sources before I start consuming the content. So, for example, I do actually recognize just anybody can call themselves a doctor on YouTube and put the word doctor in their name. So if somebody is claiming to be a doctor on YouTube, you should look them up to make sure they have a practice, look what kind of medicine they practice, and to see if they're actually a well-respected medical professional. Which I highly recommend doing. Always vet your sources. Especially if your source is me. Especially if your source is me. Hi, Mimmer. Cool. You wanna see? Just take a look. Hi, Mimir. Yeah, because it's very easy to verify PhDs, where they come from, who's who. Yeah, no, I understand that one, dude. Sorry, boys. Just filming myself petting the cat really quickly. This is Mimir. Hi, Mimir. Are you a handsome kitty? Yeah? Bump hats. Bump hats. Bump hats. All right, I gotta go back to work, buddy. That's enough scratches from you. Oh. He's doing really cute things, though. Watch. Oh. Are you guys watching the camera right now? I would definitely be watching stream if you are. This is an incredible moment. Have a good one, Pascal. I hope you're enjoying this visual before you go to sleep. Okay, buddy. I have to work. You can't be up here. You were looking at all my wires with way too much intent. There you go. Yeah. Good night, Pascal. I hope you feel better. And I'm going to throw you a quick shout out because I don't know if I remember to do that when you came in. But if anybody in here does not know Pascal Ruse, just a fucking legend. Do your cats ever steal minis off your desk? No. Okay, now, guys, look. Now I have both the terrorists here. Now we've got now this is how you know it's about to get bad. The other one came too. Smoke break. Stop fucking jumping the lake. He's like, want to go out for a rip? And I was like, fucking right. More meow meows. Right? I love my boys. It's Sigurd and Mimir. Mimir's a fatty. And Sigurd is a wobbly cat. Although the wobbly cat's been doing better. Yeah, my cats are fantastic. I love them. It's also great because they're bonded. So what's crazy is that they are not from the same litter or the same family, and we adopted them at separate times, but they are bonded. So I managed to bond my cats, which is apparently not an easy thing to do. But I'm quite proud of that. Because they very rarely fight, and most of the time they're just like snuggling up together. And when they do fight, they're mostly just wrestling. What's up, Nemesis? How's things going? Things are good. County position, the IT Hell yeah! Well, wishing you the best. You know you're qualified. You know you've done very well up to this point. All you can do is your best. But wishing you the best of luck with that. Hope it goes well for you. All right, that is actually half the elves done. Or sorry, half the riders are done now. There's 6 more to do the final highlight on, and then we are done these fucking elves. Until it's time to do the tree man, and until he decides he needs more elves. Which will probably be fucking like 2 days. La 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 la. Hope everybody's having an excellent day. I fucking love Mondays. And are you a quick shot and a 2 nemesis? Shout out Nemesis 269. Fucking awesome person. Does gaming, painting, and I like the audiobooks, by the way. I really do like that. I've been pretty much all the Warhammer lore I've been picking up lately has been from hanging out in your stream and just kind of listening along. So I'm not going to say I know anything about lore, but the more I hang out in your stream, the more I'm like, huh. Okay. So I think that's, yeah, I just wanted to shout that out. I think that's a really rad touch that you'll do the gaming and then put the audiobook on while you're doing it. And three more. Oh my gosh. 3 more highlights or 3 more rounds of highlights, then we're done these fucking elves. Other than the hair, I think. Yeah, I should do something else with the hair. And I know exactly what I'm going to do with all the hair. I'm going to throw a contrast wash over all of it. There we go. These riders look fucking awesome. There's the skin done. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, fuck yeah. Done. 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 Okay. What do I need to do? That's the hair. Last step is the hair. I need to throw a quick another wash on the hair, just a bit of texture and depth in it. And for that, I need paint. Nope. 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 There we go. We're gonna use Fire Slayer Flesh. Just a nice warm brown. Pull it over all the hair. Gives a little bit of depth, a little bit of color. Knock some of the greening out of the yellow. Give some more natural hair color. And if it gets anywhere around the armor or anything, it just gives us that bit of shading and depth. And see how it just immediately improves that blonde hair. Also pull it over the skin, just to finish it all off. You're going to bring this color over the hair and over the skin. There we go. One by one, guys. The final step on all of them. Bring this color over the hair. Yeah, it even works on the red, too. That's awesome. Over the skin. Very thin coat over the skin. All right. One by one. I think my wife's coming home because the cat's just freaked out for a second. And like such, we're just slapping the quick contrast over the skin. Smooths out a lot of our mistakes. And over the hair. Through the hair, through the skin. You know, this one too, I'm just going to pull it over this bit. There we go. And like such, we're just going through one guy at a time. Sweep it along. Ooh, hell yeah, Turbo Kid. There we go, bit by bit, guys. Skin and hair is all we got to do. Hey, what's up, baby boy? You squeaking? Oh, there's the other one. Is it time for lunch, guys? Is it kibble time? Mimir's the kind of cat where, because of how he's a fatty, we have to do timed feedings for both of the cats, because he will eat both of their kibbles if I leave them out. Anybody else have a fatty cat? Four more to go, guys. And we can actually just hit him with a varnish and call him done. top of the hill. It's happening. You're almost done. Taco's more like a gordita. I am almost done. Two more. And then I am through the elf. And then I have a bunch more other things I have to still do. But I'm almost done the elves. And this is going to be the first time in a while I'll have something nice to post in my completed channel. The problem with taking on the army jobs, honestly, is I'm always like, I haven't posted like a completed thing in a while. I'm always posting like works in progress. Although hilariously, I do have a couple finished things I just didn't photograph or get done before the move, i.e. the dwarves. I don't think you guys ever got to see the finished dwarves. I'm gonna bust them out while these guys dry. As a reward, I'll show them off. Because we also got an ad hitting in, 3 minutes. Yeah, cool. There we go. Elves are done. Fuck them. Fuck this. Done. I'm done. And then to show it off really quickly. This is what I say too when I'm saying like you don't need to paint each when you're doing Warhammer. This might be directed for just Jinx here, who doesn't do a lot of Warhammer painting. We should smoke in celebration. We're going to. But you see how like individually these models don't necessarily look great. They look okay. Like look, we can be honest with each other. We both know what I'm capable of. These are okay. But notice how as soon as you put them all together as 12 models, they look really good. And it's because none of them are stealing the show from each other. And if you overpaint Warhammer, they start competing against each other. So there's a specific level of doneness that works best for unit cohesion. Absolutely. Have a celebratory smoke. All right, these guys get packed away into the box, ready for varnish. Celebration smoke. And then we'll show off the completed Blood Bowl team, because I haven't got to do that yet. And there. God, I love rank and file models. They look so clean and cohesive. It tickles my autism, seeing how perfectly symmetrical it all is. All right, time for a celebration smoke. We finished the elves, other than the 3-man, which I pick up this weekend. And in extra good fashion, Boneless managed to find an ounce of UK cheese, so he's in a very, very good mood. Here's your kibble. Hey, wait. Severed, you can have your kibble. Oh, Mimmer, eat your kibble. Each have your own kibble bowls. I am. Oh, I scared the cat by bringing the box out. My dwarf strain, I've got Deadhead OG. UK cheese. One of Boneless's all-time favorites. I genuinely love this Blood Bowl team. Oh, there's the sink back flowing again. Love when that happens. Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm gonna find out where all my Blood Bowl stuff's gonna live. I got so many beautifully painted teams. There we go. That's better. I love this Blood Bowl team. Still need to get this back to Wisty. Like, I need to get this back to her. But, like, my Blood Bowl teams make me so happy. I'm unpacking them right now. We're gonna admire my Blood Bowl for a moment. Oh, I should actually fix that model too. Okay, no. I also got to deal with my cats really quickly. They're doing things they're not supposed to. Hey, Mimir, get out of Sigurd's kibble. Darius, I think that's probably part of why I like cheese so much is that you don't see it a lot anymore. So it's never like it never tends to overstay its welcome. Have you guys seen all of my Blood Bowl teams? Oh, where's the broken one? Where did he just go? I got one that I gotta fix here really quickly. Saw him. Sorry, we're just taking a moment. Guys, doing a quick sort. This is how I celebrate. This is how I'm celebrating. One second. I'm missing models. Nope, no, I'm not. Never mind. Got bumped forward. Got 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta figure out, where all my new Blood Bowl stuff's gonna live. We're gonna go through, we're gonna look at my teams real quickly. Because I've got quite a few of them. But also, I just want to figure out where that broken Ulfenwinter just went. I can see everything except for him. And I just saw him in... Oh, there he is. I dropped him there. He needs to be fixed. We've also got the Skeletons. We got the Tomb Kings. Blood Bowl team. Can't forget them. All these wonderful skellies. Skelly team. And crud. Got all my Scully boys. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Pretty happy with this. And then we've even got the most ridiculous one that I painted on the 24-hour stream, which was, or 48-hour stream, sorry, which was my Bretonians. God, I was so tired by the time we finished these. But yeah. Boneless might have a bit of a Blood Bowl problem, because this is all teams I've painted in the last 12 months. I only recently discovered Blood Bowl. Also my other team here, my Norse team. Might have a little problem with Blood Bowl. Shit. With that, we're also going to celebrate today by painting we're going to just, because I've been talking about, like, I'm just sitting here bored trying to figure out what I'm going to do. We're going to paint up a special model today. We're going to get out a Forge World model. I'm going to put this away. Okay. Sorry about that. In chat, really fast, guys. Who pick a color? First one to list. Let's get a color out. Throw a color out. Throw a color out. Let's throw out a color, people. Green. Excellent. We need one more color. Green and pink? All right, we're doing green and pink. Fuck it, why not? I appreciate you guys giving me the worst color scheme, but you're going to make green and pink work. I have no idea how we're going to do it. I can give you an even worse one. I mean, I don't think I need one harder than green and pink. That's tough. Green and pink is going to be a toughie. I think you're already asking a lot of me with that one, and I'm excited. That's why I just threw it to chat. Green and pink is easy, to be honest. Not really when I show you the model we're going to have to be doing it on. This is the green and pink boy. So we're going to be painting up an ogre. We're going to be painting Morgan Thorg. Just look at a peppermint. Ah, yeah. Let me. I'll show it. We're not gonna go for an easy version of it. Trust me. We're gonna go for something kind of ridiculous. I'm not. This is not a cop out. Don't worry. I think it's really hard to beat the Lizard Man team, though. Lah. 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 Okay. Sorry. We're almost done. We're almost done. I need to take everything out of the box because I did not want these to live up on a top shelf in a box. My Blood Bowl is pretty much the only models I put on display. And I don't know where they're going to live yet, but I'm going to find a place for them today after stream. But yeah. I almost feel bad. I almost said blue. Blue and pink would have been much better. Do you want to swap yours out for blue? Because you are allowed. We're going blue dream, pink kush. That's the fun part. It's chat's decision. So if you want to swap Darius, I'm not going to tell you you can't. There we go. Swap it to blue. Okay, we're going to do blue instead. And now we've got all my Blood Bowl stuffs up. And this is my last piece that I haven't painted, right? So we're going blue and pink. Let's get rip rocking and rolling, people. Ah, shit. Drop something. Of course, I drop something and then immediately it breaks off its base. But it didn't break badly. It was literally just a clean snap. Let's soak the bottom of him in super glue thick, and that won't happen again. He is going nowhere after this. There we go. So we are going to do a pink and blue Morgenthorg. Okay, got my headphones back on. And here we got my Pro Acryl Magenta. I'm going to take Sky Blue. I'm going to start slapping some color down. All right, starting with blue. Get all that you see. Okay, start with the pants. Almost got that. And I wouldn't normally consider pink and green complementary, but I'm gonna have to take your word for that one. And are we saying bubblegum pink? Because Jinx, you picked pink. What kind of pink are we doing? Is it going to be bubblegum? Is it going to be magenta? This is where I'm going to start, I think, just while I'm... Neon? I can try. I don't know how I would go about doing a neon pink, but I can try and go for like that kind of essentially like electric. Because neon armor panels would require me to do a lot of like intense white lining on everything, which I could do. No, I'm accepting the challenge. I'm just trying to think. It's like so to do neon would be to then just do some transitions in there really quickly. Like if I was going to go for this, it would be essentially establish this, you know, bring a dark tone in to some of the areas, and then edge highlight with almost a white. But you know what? Let's make this even worse. Let's throw green on them too. Let's make his shirt green. Good enough. You know what? Let's keep going. What color is boots going to be now? Throw another color at me. Let's do another one. What color are the boots? Feel free to throw one in if you haven't yet. If you already have, give it about 45 seconds before you throw an answer in to make sure that everybody gets a chance to pick a color. We got green, pink, orange. We can do orange. He's going to wear orange shoes. And you know what? The ogre's also going to be dark-skinned. Ultramarine. Ultramarine for his mohawk, I guess. I don't really have an ultramarine specifically, but I can come up with something like he'll have a blue mohawk. And, or we can do ultramarine for the straps. Ultramarine. How's it going? It's going good. It's going good. We're about to paint the world's most ridiculous model. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. So we're going orange for the cleats. Mark, what color do you want the straps to be? You get the next choice. Do you actually want to go with ultramarine? Or what's your pick? Oh god, it's spelling. Delicious. Go ultra. Okay, I'll see if I have an ultramarine somewhere. This is the real problem with Pro Acryl. Does anybody else have that issue, or is it just me? I can't seem to get them to not explode. Where they bottle it? Yes. Use different lids. Personally, I personally do not believe I should have to change the lids. If you know it's a problem, you should be manufacturing with different lids. That's awesome, Mark, that they should put them on them for me. Not to sound like a dick, but like, I'm already paying a premium for your product. I'm not paying an additional premium to get my paint to not explode everywhere. I talked to Monument Hobbies about it. I've heard they're looking. I've heard they might be launching when essentially once. I get that they've got a couple years worth of supply they have to alternate sell through, and that it's like it's. I get how it goes, like because they have very, very reliable stock. That means they have back stock, and they're gonna have to sell through. Yeah. Here's the thing. I would be okay if they increased the price on the product overall. Like say it costs them 15 cents more to get the lids. Or say the lids cost 15-20 cents more per bottle. You can pass that on to the consumer, and nobody's going to care that it costs 25 cents more to no longer waste, I'd say, probably 15% of the bottle. I mean, the math works out that you as the customer are still saving because less paint is getting used overall. The other lids are actually cheaper. I know, I'm just talking from like an econ perspective. Also, Squeezy, pick a color. We are doing the 420 Morgan Thorg. And chat is picking colors one by one for me for each section of the model, as I'm just going to quickly get some like sketching and blocking in done. And he's going to be fucking hideous, and I love it. Because Morgan Thorg plays on every team, right? So it makes sense that he would be wearing so many different colors. Yellow ochre? Done. These orange cleats? There's not enough colors on that. Well, White Wolf, you better pick one then. Okay, yellow ochre. We're going to do that for the hair. If there's not enough colors here, White Wolf, you better name a color so we can add it. Dunkin' Rhodes Tuca used vape bottle spouts instead. That was a mistake. Yeah, that's because vape bottles are designed to be a lot stiffer, which makes it a lot harder to get out, and it's got a much thinner thing. They flashbanged him. Well, good. That's good. I'm glad nobody blew up the courthouse. Yellow ochre. Where's my ochre? Should be out. I haven't put anything away. But yeah, White Wolf. Also, shout out White Wolf. Shout out Easy Peasy. Really quickly. Easy Peasy snuck in just a hair before you, so we'll throw that first. Thank you for being here. A color, Yeah, we're doing a chat is picking all of the colors. Where's the ochre gonna go? Royal purple. Don't know that I have royal purple. I'll see what I can do. It's because it's Morgenthorg White Wolf. I think it would be the concept that I'm going for is I think it would be fun to have him wearing like just like a bunch of colors because he'll play for any team, right? So he's just like a mishmash of all of the different jerseys, like all of the different team outfits sewn together. So a royal purple. I do have a good royal purple workup. Pigments, if you're here for a second. This cyan works better for the PB28 is better for a I don't have Nagaroth Nightmare. But if I'm going for a royal purple, I would want to go PB28 over PG50, right? Yeah, I think the PB28 will give me more of the color I'm looking for. So I'm going to use PB28 PR177 Anthraquinone in red. And I'm also going to put down a touch of PR202 Quinn Magenta. Deep. The Team Nagaroth Nightmare wears purple. Just that's the color I'm mixing for. I just don't have the color, so we're going to play around a little bit here. So I've taken 3 of Mr. Pig... Why is my phone ringing? Is this important? Nope, it's not. My wife just texted an hour ago to ask if I want a glizzy. What kind of fucking question is that? Does Studio Boneless want glizzies? Why am I mixing with my good brush? I know better than this, and yet I'm still doing it. Okay. Whatever that is, confused. There we go. That is a hot dog. Here we go. Purple. Well, it's one of two things, White Wolf. He's either saying he wants a hot dog or it's prison slang for a cock. So, you know, like one of the two is more likely to be saying in front of stream, damn right I want a glizz. Why not both? And with that,
My, what lovely feet.
quick shout out, White Wolf. And yes, I do need to get some quick exercise in anyway. So, we've also increased the weight some more. At that point, just say you want the Jizzy Glizz. 1 second, I gotta allow that really quickly. Holding a weight with my legs. This is a different kind of exercise. There we go. So we've increased to 25 pounds a side. 20s. This one keeps shifting on me. Let's fix that. And there we go. Also, I have to be careful doing the overhead presses to not hit the ceiling here. Not used to that. Okay. God, this model is hideous. Let's keep going. And start with some skin, because I'm just going to get all those colors blocked in. Hold the cross for 30 seconds. With 25 pounds aside, no. Hello, wife. Okay. There is a rare appearance of wife in background. Last time was good. At that kind of weight, typically most static exercises are better done at a lower weight and with the longer time. But also, typically, I don't do holds on stream because I want something that I can quickly hammer out 3 sets of in like a minute. Hey, there we go. Voila. Can't you fucking believe? Boom. Wow. Wow, that looks ridiculous. It's gonna take a lot of work to make this guy not look like garbage. I love it. One second. Sorry about that. And away we go. And there we go. The base of the skin in like such. Wait, no, that's the wrong color. That's not going to be thumb. Bearded brother. Beard brother. What's up, J-Mad? What is good in the neighborhood? Thought it was gone, but I'm bet. I'm here to take first watch and I'm strapped. All right. I'm actually going to be wrapping up here in just a moment, guys. It's about 2 o'clock. Had a really fun day today, but I have some things I got to do. Feels like a good stopping point for now. And so we're gonna do white knee pads. Not much. Built my Land Raider Crusader. Spray painted, airbrush. If it doesn't look half bad. The right side looks a lot darker. Nice. You can always play with that a bit, too. But I'm glad that is working out for you. I'm glad that is turning out. Giving you a bit of a cool effect going on. But yeah, I'm going to have to raid out here, guys, because I got some stuff so I got to get to. We got that white place down. We're going to go keep picking out some more colors for different spots until we end up with the Rainbow Morgenthorpe. Let's go take a look at who is live right now that we can go and take this out to go and see. Can I use my free criticism point? Right, if you pop in on Thursday, yes, or next week. I'm just shutting down for the day though, so today I can't because we're just closing it down. I do have some stuff that I have to get myself over to. So we're gonna go and raid. It happens sometimes, man. But we do Falling Freely. It's always a fun one. But I hope everybody has an amazing rest of your day. We're going to go right into Falling Freely. And I will see you guys same time on Thursday. Bye for meow.